You are live. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and I'm doing another live commentary, this time by myself, of the fourth installment of this franchise. I've already done 5 and 6, so this is the fourth one from 2011, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Yes, the fourth one that came out December of 2011. Love this film. I saw this film in the theater when it came out in IMAX. It was amazing, a really big spectacle. It's over 2 hours long, so I want to get started. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes without the end credits. I mean, with the end credits. I'm at 0.1, so if you want to join me in the chat, feel free. Just don't join at the end of at the podcast. Just try to get here a little bit earlier. One person's watching me. Hey, one viewer so far. I'm doing another commentary next week for Balls of Fury. I already missed Vampire Suck, but I'll probably just do one anyway, either this month or I'll just wait till October. Anyway, this movie is amazing. It was the sequel that really kicked into high gear after 3, set the course right for after the second one was terrible. And this one is the reason why we got 5, 6, and we're getting 7 and 8 hopefully next year when theaters are reopened completely with no strings attached, no stupid masks, no temperature taking, none of that, because that's just not, it's not fair, guys. I was supposed to be in the theater today, and Regal theaters are open, but not here in New York, just upstate and other countries and other states. But anyway, let's get to the movie, shall we? This one is awesome. I saw this once in the theater because it came out in December. It's the only one that came out in December. All the others were summer releases. And there's the Paramount logo from 100-year anniversary. This is why this will not be on Disney Plus, because it's a Paramount movie, like the first 2 Marvel MCU films. This is all the logos in the movie. If you've seen the film, you have Skydance. You have Bad Robot, which is a J.J. Abrams production. Unfortunately, he's worked on these films since the second one, I believe. Not the first one, because he was an unknown at that time. He's only good at producing this. I don't want him touching it again. He only directed the third one. Keep it that way. Don't let him get involved in the production head on, because you know what he did to Star Wars. I hate him for that because he's an idiot. He didn't put lens flares, but he ruined one of the greatest sagas of all time by having these nothing characters. But I'm not getting into that. I'm never doing a podcast on Force Awakens. I've made my peace. This year will be the first year since Aquaman that there is no Star Wars movie in the theater in December. So I can live with that. This is Budapest. There's some guy on the building. And this movie also introduces us to Jeremy Renner, who hopefully will come back in 7 and 8. Well, we don't know yet. And we have evil Taylor Swift, I like to call her, Leah Sado, the Bond girl from Spectre, and she's going to be in No Time to Die whenever that comes out, because she kind of comes out of nowhere here. I was not expecting this. This is in Budapest, Hungary, I believe. Yeah, here she comes. And look, a woman is the first villain you see. Well, she's kind of a henchwoman, not the main villain. The main villain's kind of lame in this. It's that's a Swedish guy from John Wick and Abduction. May he rest in peace, by the way. Yeah, but some of the other films did not have the best villains either. Like Part 2 had Douglas Scott. Now they're in Moscow, in Russia, and here's Tom Cruise. Yep. One problem I have with the film, besides the villain, is that there's way too many subtitles in this movie. I'm not watching a foreign movie, guys. It's an American action film. We get it. It's international espionage and spy stuff. I get that. But if you want to do it right, you don't have to. I don't want to read the movie. I'm not a reader. I don't read movies. I like to watch them mostly. And this is a great looking film. This was directed by Brad Bird. Yes, the guy that did The Incredibles and Incredibles 2. So he proved that he can make a live action film and make it right. Is this the best one? When I saw it, it was at the time. But then we got Rogue Nation and we got Fallout, which is one of the best action movies I've ever seen in the theater. That wasn't R-rated. And the thing is, the thing is with Fallout, The one thing I hated was the freaking girl, not Rebecca Ferguson, the other girl, who I'm not going to name again because she was awful. I'll just mute this and I'll read the subtitles. Basically, there's a prison break and Tom Cruise is trying to get out. And Simon Pegg opens the gates, and the cells, and he also uh, blasts some music of Dean Martin's "Ain't That a Kick in the Head." That was nice to introduce the movie. Do you hate modern music? Some of it, especially Cardi B and all that, when they have these disgusting lyrics. I'm like, I just wish that music would be like the way it was, but it's just not. I prefer old music. Yeah. Simon Pegg, this is his second appearance in the franchise. And he's the tech wizard here because in the first movie, he was in like, he doesn't show up until like halfway through. And then you have the gorgeous Paula Patton. Yes. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, if it was a woman, and badass. And also, just is mixed race. She's lighter than The Rock. But I just really like her in this movie. It was the first female in the franchise to actually get a voice. I loved the Maggie Q in 3, but she should have been in it more. Yeah, classical music. It's my jam. I love listening to real music. If you've seen Paula Patton, you've seen her in other things. She was in Warcraft. She was in the first Mirrors movie. She was in let me keep it low. This is the Dean Martin music. Dun. I got one guy. There's Tom Cruise and his big nose. Gentleman said, and ain't that a kick in the head? That's classical music. See, Dean Martin was back in like the 50s and the 60s. That music, you can't beat it. And also the songs, classical music of Tchaikovsky and Bach and Beethoven and Mozart. That music is real. It's not, it's not, dirty lyrics all the time. That just is old by now. Getting beautiful. Paula Patton, I would love to see her in the last movie in Mission Impossible 8, because the thing is that yeah, he does a lot of these hand movements. Yeah, yeah. See if sign like people that do sign language. Yeah, this is when Cruz has long hair, by the way, just like in part 2. But this is way better than 2 because it's not boring. There's some slow spots in the middle where they're just like setting up the thing, and he's. Yeah, I know Josh loves this movie. If Josh, if you can join me in the chat, that would be nice. I'm glad Andrew joined me in the chat so far because last time I did a commentary by myself, someone joined me in the chat uh, at the end. So I don't want that to happen. I'd rather it be like right in the beginning or in the middle. Prison Break is well done. You can see what's going on. They're not shaking the camera. Some people don't like this film, and I don't get it. I'm like, it was the first one in the franchise where they're like, yeah, this franchise is going places, and they didn't get stupid like the Fast and the Furious movies. I haven't been interested since 7 because all they did was just make it even more idiotic and dumb and horrible dialogue, and it seems like the last 2 films are just filler because Paul Walker's no longer with us, and I'm like, we don't need any more, guys. 9 was pushed for a reason. And also, this movie not only does it have an ensemble cast, but it has a lot of action. It's a lot of crazy scenes in this movie. The scene in the building, which we're going to get to halfway through. The scene in India, when he's jumping on the cars, and the Sandstorm scene. That's awesome. We'll get to those. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen this movie, go see it right now. It should be streaming somewhere. And these movies being PG-13, they get away with a lot. There's blood. There's a lot. There's some swearing. In this one, there's only a little bit. And also in the 5th movie, you have partial nudity. because you see Rebecca Ferguson's gorgeous back and a side boob, which is like, that's good enough for me. Hey, she gave me more than the hobo did in The Force Awakens. She didn't give me any skin, no legs, no breasts, no nothing. I know it's trying to be for kids, but this guy is not a good-looking guy. But he thinks he's a guy named Sergey because apparently they mistake Tom Cruise for other characters. Like in Fallout, they think he's John Lark and he's not. Excuse me. I just got out of bed. I just wanted to do this podcast so I can get this done. I also have the first Mission Impossible and 3, but I don't have that on DVD or digital yet. So hmm. Also, this movie, while it's long, I didn't feel it in the theater that much because other films I saw were much longer than this. Agent Carter. The real Agent Carter, not that bastardized show that was with Haley Atwell. I'm sorry, that was not Agent Carter. That was some blimey bint that can't act that was way overhyped in the first Captain America movie. And I'm like, yeah, it's a reason she didn't stay very long. She just made random cameos. She's the cameo king. Even Nick Fury stood a lot longer than she did. Brad Bird, yeah, did a good job. He also did a great job with Incredibles 2. A great sequel worth the 14-year wait. Jeremy Renner, yeah. This is what he did before the Avengers. Simon Pegg, yeah. Paula Patton, yeah. Gorgeous black woman. Michael Nyqvist, yeah. No ways. Nick Vist, okay. Yeah, there is Leah Sado. Excuse me. That's the missile at the end of the movie. The warhead. There's a lot of producers on this movie. Michael Giacchino did the music for this. Yeah, awesome music. And look, you have women in this movie that actually wear dresses. They're actually women. They're not. They don't treat them like dudes. There he is. There's Michael. May he rest in peace. And while this movie wasn't the highest maker, there's a J.J. Abrams. Yeah, I'm not a fan, guys. Sorry. If he never produced these movies again or any other franchise, I'd be fine with it. I don't want him ruining the 2020s. It was almost ruined because of this god awful pandemic, but at least it's over. The year's almost over, so I can look forward to that in 2021. A much shorter year with no pandemic sounds like heaven to me, and because it's not a leap year. So, mm, yeah, Paula Patton has that ponytail. Yeah, it does it for me, guys. How is he here? Because people like them in the third one, so they're like, of course, Tom Cruise is not Russian. Look at his nose. Oh man, he shot the guy right in the neck. Yeah, yeah. I was mistaken for Russian once, but I'm not. She has a very soothing voice, Paula Patton, I must say. And even though she wasn't in Rogue Nation, we got a nice sub with Rebecca Ferguson, so I'm very happy with that. At least she delivered and did not let me down. When I do my Comic Con at home, I'm going to make sure that the live stream, I'm going to make it a premiere, so I put it on Facebook so that my friends can know about it. So I'm not the only one watching it. And yeah, it's not really about the views because, like I said, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube later, and it will definitely be watched. Contact. They're explaining what happened to the guy in the beginning of the film when Leah shot him. With 8, they should make it an epic like they did with Endgame. You don't have to make it 3 hours long, but I think since the last movie was over 2.5 hours, I think this one you should make it like 2 hours and 40 minutes and just end it on a high note. Don't kill Tom Cruise off. Don't make it downbeat like Rogue One. Just go for it. Paula Patton couldn't do the Rogue Nation because of the Warcraft movie, because she was the main character in that. And that movie flopped in the U.S. Did well overseas, but hopefully this will be the decade for the for video game movies, because there's been so many of them that haven't been made yet. We haven't seen a Metroid movie or a Mario Brothers animated movie. We haven't seen Uncharted. We haven't seen a lot of stuff. Grand Theft Auto is too late because there have been plenty of crime dramas that have done that. Yeah, this is the scene with the ring. Yeah, it's a good looking film. Like I like these movies always look their best. Even 2, I didn't care for it. I thought it was bored out of my mind. 1 hour and 9 minutes into the movie, and then there's an action scene after the opening. I'm like, that's not enough for me, guys. You need to have more. That's really bad pacing. This movie doesn't has a way better pacing and it's longer. Yeah. And I'm doing this early. It's only going to be 1 o'clock where I live. Because Tandy Newton in the second movie did nothing for me. You guys know that. I wish Kerry Russell was in 3 more, but she dies in the first 20 minutes. And also I liked Maggie Q, but she didn't come back. And Michelle Monaghan, it was good to see her come back a couple of times. She's at the end of this movie in a cameo, and so is Ving Rhames. I don't know why he did a cameo in this movie. He should have not been in the film. I would have preferred he wasn't in it. He's in it because he's going to say, I'm the only actor other than Cruise to be in all of the movies. But you're in this movie in a cameo. It's a nothing role. I'm going to be on set for a minute, and that's it. Wow. Patton has a lot of screen time in this movie. Why hasn't she been in an MCU movie yet or a DC movie is beyond me. She's a gorgeous woman, guys. If you when you see her in the green dress later at the end, near the end, she's just a knockout. Light skin, yes, but she is black. Trust me on that one. Plus, this movie has an advantage over the Bond films and the recent Bond films, and also the what was it called? The Fast and the Furious. There's not too much filler in it, and also the films aren't they haven't gotten boring. Like they haven't gotten stale. With Bond, I was already disinterested after Skyfall. Spectre was boring, and I'm not looking forward to the last one with Daniel Craig. No Time to Die, don't care. Fast 9, don't care. And Fast 10, when that comes out, yeah. And these films actually got released. They didn't get pushed because of a pandemic. They were done and released. 7 got pushed a little bit because of, but it's still in production. It will be made and it will be finished. And 8. Because I can't live without the theater. I have to go back to the theater. People are like, oh, this thing killed the pandemic killed the movie theaters and we'll never see the theaters again. Wrong. Theaters are reopened just in some places. They'll be fully open next year. I'm telling you, when Mortal Kombat comes out next year, it's got to be open. I'm going to the theater. Mask or no mask, I don't care. I want to go back. It's worth my time. The Alamo Draft House will be safe. Trust me. They're sanitizing everything there when it reopens in October. So, yeah. They're off. Yeah, they keep saying that in the films because I guess it was in the TV show. Let me eat something. An orange. Agent Carter. And granted, this came out the same year as Captain America: The First Avenger. But unlike the Captain America movie, this Agent Carter actually kept me awake, and she's not annoying, and she doesn't have a stupid accent, which is nice because I've heard so many of them guys this year. This year we didn't have a lot of movies. We had Bad Boys 3, Sonic, Invisible Man, and a bunch of flops like Doolittle, Onward, and Bloodshot. Yeah, not exactly an A+ year. This year gets a D, if anything, or a C. Yeah, the Kremlin in Russia. This music is really atmospheric. Mm-hmm. So good disguises. Do these movies have plot conveniences? Yeah, they do. Hmm. Masks. Well, he does wear a mask in Fallout twice. So she has a Canon camera. Hey, look, it's a red balloon from It. Hmm. Yeah, a balloon's not scary. Sorry, Stephen King. If that was in the book, it's not scary. I see balloons every time I go to Party City. It's not scary. Or Dollar Tree. They're not scary. The balloons in Batman '89 were more scary than your balloons because they actually have faces. That clown with the big nose, that's more scary than your red balloons in It. It's just not scary. Yeah, Igorov. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I could really do without all this Russian. If you skipped all this Russian, the movie would be 2 hours even. Mm-hmm. And I like that these films take risks. Like they're not just paint by numbers movies. That's why they made so much money and they got critically acclaimed. The only one with a rotten on Rotten Tomatoes is 2 because it's boring. It's so boring. The first one set up the franchise, and then it took a couple years for it to get going with the sequels. So he has a nose piece, even though Tom Cruise's nose is already big. I didn't recognize you. Just shut it. Yeah, I know. Because like I said before, guys, I'm not gonna read a movie. I want to watch it. This is why the recent Godzilla movies have been mostly in English in the last 5 years or 6 years. The only one subtitled in Japan that wasn't that anime on Netflix was Shin Godzilla from 2016, because that was Toho's first film since Final Wars. So, but I could give them a pass. I'm saying I don't want all my movies subtitled. I don't think Sonic had any subtitles in it. I don't travel around the world. I'm not a secret agent. I haven't even left the country since I was like 5. So I want to go to Canada next year when this is completely gone, when it's safe to travel to other countries without a mask. Speaking of masks, like he says, yeah, I don't want to wear a mask on a plane. It's just pathetic. I could barely breathe out of that thing walking with it. This scene is cool. This is when they put that screen. Yeah. And they have a tablet. Yeah. It's interesting because they're sneaking into the dune. They're doing like stealthy missions, like in like Metal Gear Solid, where you have to sneak around, or Siphon Filter, games like that that I remember from the 90s. When I do my Comic-Con at home, hopefully next week, I'm going to set up the basement so you guys can watch what a real Comic-Con at home is supposed to be like. Not this bastardized version we got in July in San Diego. Nobody want to watch a virtual panel. It's not the same. I want to actually be there. When I saw Amy Jo Johnson last year at Comic-Con, my heart melted. Hey, Milos, good to see you. At least you made it just in time. I know some people are watching from around the world, so no, you're not late. You just made it. We're about 30 minutes in. Yeah, we're 25 minutes in, so you made it just in time. Last time you made it like basically when the movie was almost over, because Keeping Up with the Joneses was only like 90 minutes, 95 minutes. This is over 2 hours, so we got time together. And I know some people over in where they live, it's like nighttime. Here, it's daytime. It's the afternoon. Yeah, this movie just looks great. Like some of the gadgets and technology in this movie are still amazing to this day, almost 10 years later. Excuse me. Yeah, see that screen? Those are like digital screens that they use in the theater sometimes. Or yeah, if you're not going to open the theaters, just have theaters outside. People will go see it. Drive-ins are working fine now. Just have an alternative. I can't see everything at home. I'm fine with seeing stuff on Disney Plus and Netflix and on other streaming services, but I can only take so much, guys. In 2021, I want to go to the theater again. It's been so long. You're not late. If you come now, we're almost an hour into the movie, so that's when Benji's on camera. That was great. How did it? They don't even have these cool gadgets in the recent Bond movies. I know they're trying to be more realistic, and Bond is not, doesn't crack jokes and he's serious. But again, Bond, can't you be a little bit fun? Can't you do something different without it being like a 2.5 hour drama? I mean, we get it. Bond is conflicted. We get it. Okay, I don't want the Bond movies in this decade to be like what DC was doing in the beginning when they did Man of Steel, where they're like, oh, doom and gloom, we have a conflicted Superman. No, I want serious, but I want some serious moments, but I also want some comedy, not forced comedy, but well done comedy. Watch Shazam again, you'll see what I mean. This movie, yeah, definitely holds up still. 9 years later, it's still a very entertaining fourth movie. And if people are like, oh, this is just boring, they're just looking through files. I'm like, well, Cruise has to do a bunch of like searching before he jumps off a building or on a plane or something. That's just how it is, guys. This isn't bang, 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 thank you, ma'am, action films. Like John Wick, we get it. That's more grounded. You know, it's you're not going to see Keanu Reeves jump on a building. At least not now. But those movies work too because they're R-rated. They're for an adult audience. Kids that can't go see John Wick can see this. Vomit 2 is going to fail, but I can just see it. Yeah, I'm not going to see Venom 2 or Morbius. I just don't trust Sony. Oh, and by the way, the villain in this movie was Swedish. Yeah, he's not Russian. He's a good actor. I miss him. He was in the first John Wick. Like I said, he's like, John Wick is a ghost. He's going to kill me. And I'm like, yeah. Amazing, man. And these movies, yeah, it sucks that there's movies that they sap all the color out of it. What is it, like the Disney remakes? Why are those movies so ugly? Seriously. The only one that had color was, you know, that was not that was like a musical was Aladdin, but it's nothing like the original. A Whole New World in that looks like crap. It's not even well lit. It's shot at night and it's so dark you can't even see them on the freaking magic carpet. It's just awful. I saw a clip from it. It looks terrible. Why can't you have a movie with color? This isn't the 1930s anymore, guys. You can make movies in color now. Even then, they were doing some movies in color, like Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz. Color just looks better because I can see every beautiful detail. Look at Inside Out. That's a gorgeous movie. That movie has a lot of color. Shazam, a DC movie with color and personality. Even Captain Marvel. People give that movie a lot of crap. It had color. It sucks the MCU movies will not be released this year because of the C5. I know. And if Black Widow's on Disney Plus, I'm just going to wait till it's free. I'm not paying $30 Disney Plus. My sister already pays good money for the streaming service. I don't need to add a surcharge. Screw your surcharge. That's a waste of money. That's an upsell. You don't need that. Upsells are for people that can afford it. It's amazing. That Cruz, he looks like a different character. You know, it's not just Cruz playing himself. He's wearing a Bruce Springsteen shirt. That's a nice touch. And don't worry about this virus. If I stay home the rest of this weekend, I'll be fine. Because it's going to be really hot tomorrow. It's going to be 90 degrees, and I have to do some stuff. There's another balloon. This scene, this CG looks great, by the way. When the Kremlin is being blown up, I never thought it looked like a cartoon. It looked crazy, yeah. And when I saw this, they showed the trailer for The Dark Knight Rises, the first trailer. I know that movie has a lot of problems, but I can watch it over the Batman that's going to come out next year with Robert Pattinson, sparkling Batman. No, thank you, guys. No, thanks. Here's a hospital scene, which, yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of watching movies that have that because it's just sad, you know? A lot of people suffered this year because of one man's mistake. But I'm not going to suffer through it. I'm staying right here. I'll be safe in my isolated home. And I live in a city. I don't live in a small town like up in the mountains. There's some more subtitles. Why is it that when the Russian language that some of the letters look backwards or upside down? It's weird. I don't get it. I'm not Russian. Sony better not buy the no, I don't want that. Excuse me. This is when they say in the news that the Kremlin was destroyed and some people got hurt. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of subtitles in this movie. Yeah, it's kind of, some people take the country very seriously, especially since you know that there's a lot of yeah, and they should never smoke and never vape or smoke in the hospital, guys. First of all, it's against the law, and second, it's very disrespectful to the patients. No matter where you live in this world, don't smoke, don't vape inside of a hospital building, please. It's very very disrespectful, especially since I want to breathe. My lungs need air; they crave air. Some people can't breathe right now, and it's sad. He doesn't give a damn about his health. Yeah, I do because I want to see Cruise's last two Mission Impossible movies, and it's going to be 8 films, just like there've been the last Fast and the Furious films. There've been 8, and well, 9 if you count this new one coming out. But I just think, or this is the 10th film because uh, uh, Hobbs and Shaw was a spinoff, but it's still part of the franchise. Unfortunately, yeah, this is the first building that Tom Cruise has scaled in the movie. Yeah, yeah, this movie has a lot of. So Spider-Man 4 could just happen, but Sony had to interfere. They always ruin everything. Yeah, they did the amazing films, which were not amazing, and then they did Venom a few years later, and I didn't care for that. It nauseated me. I was sick to my stomach after I saw it. They made a boring. They made a boring Venom movie. That's an awesome stunt. Yep, and Cruise won, Russian nothing. Mm. And he's not wearing shoes, just like John McClane in the first Die Hard movie. Hmm. Yeah, Tom Cruise is in Russia a lot in this movie. Not in the second half, not so much. He goes to Dubai where he climbs that giant glass building, which is crazy, man. I would never try something like that. And the thing is, with another thing with Sony, I'm like, you have Into the Spider Verse. That's the best Spider-Man movie they've done that was not live action. And I'm like, but that movie had a problem with the flashy the CG hitting me in the face at the end. I know some people don't have a problem with that, but I do because I'm like, I don't like stroby lights hitting me in the face. I just don't like that. Mm. Yeah, now Tom Cruise is wearing a hoodie. He's wearing a jacket with a hood. Yeah, that CG still looks good, even for 2011. It doesn't look dated. Anna, why are you speaking in English? Because this movie's not a Russian movie, kid. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not. I mean, a third of the dialogue is, but yeah, they don't film these movies in the places that they go to. I mean, in Black Panther, they didn't film in South like Africa. They filmed in Australia. I bet the sequel they're not going to do it because Australia had a horrible year. They had a fire and then this outbreak. So unfortunately, it's a good looking movie and the movie has some stakes in it. Like this was the first one in the franchise where I was like, yeah, anything can happen. In the first one, it was him, it was setting up the character, and Tom Cruise was clean shaven and had a short haircut. And then the second movie, of course, they had nothing to do. Like they were just going in circles for an hour. And then 3, Abrams finally brought it back on track for the only sequel he didn't mess up. And then this one, there's like the stakes are much higher. It's going to be a appearance of Galactus in Eternals. That sounds awesome. They don't have to tease him now. Marvel has the budget to make anything happen. You got Thanos, you got Loki, you got the Guardians. I think you can do it. You put some hand sanitizer. This is a good movie. It really is. This is Tom Wilkinson. He was in Batman Begins. He did The Lone Ranger. He did a lot of stuff. He's a British actor, but he's not in it very long. He's got a big nose, I notice. People's afraid, but they don't understand. People fear, but they don't understand. Yeah, that's how he talks like as Falcone in Batman Begins. There's Jeremy Renner, yes, Hawkeye himself, the one who's, at the in halfway through Endgame, was going to sacrifice himself to get the Soul Stone. Yeah, there's Renner. Yeah, this is when he was clean shaven, Renner, and this is when his star was rising. I mean, he had just done. Excuse me, I haven't slept well. He had just done Hurt Locker, so he was a rising star, and then he did this and Born Legacy and Avengers, so he was he's made now. Really is good in the film. I'm glad that they put him in the film. Have some crackers now. Setting up Galactus and Eternals will make no one can replace Robert Downey Jr. I know. That's why they're not going to bring in Black Widow. He's making a cameo. Remind people that he's still the man. Because let's face it, Yelena is not going to replace Black Widow. Florence Pugface, I think she's overrated. She looks like a little girl next to Scarlett Johansson. A little girl. It's like 10 years younger than her. And I know she's supposed to be a younger sister, but she looks like a little girl. I don't like her face either. I don't need to see her in one of these films. Please keep her out of it. I already have to deal with Vanessa Kirby's no talent ass. I don't need to see another one. Are we 45 minutes in? I think we are. Yeah, we're almost an hour into the movie. 41 minutes. It's a long movie, but there's a lot of action in the second half. Three viewers, that's good, yeah. The views are getting higher. That's good. Kind of started with 0, then 1, then 0 again. Hello, hey, Miss Junebug. Good that girls watch my videos too. She looks like a little girl. She's too young to play Black Widow, and I don't care about her. I didn't see Little Women last year. I don't care about fighting with my family. I don't care, guys. I just don't care. It's not for me. It's not for me. They're like, oh, but you haven't seen her act. I saw her in the trailer, and when she popped up, I was like laughing. I'm like, this little girl is supposed to be a spy? Yeah, bullshit. And this is probably the most violent scene in the movie so far. When Tom Wilkinson gets axed because there's some blood, You can't show too much. They're not going to show his head getting blown off because, again, it's a PG-13. But they do a lot with that PG-13. Like I said before. Isn't Miss Junebug that guy you blocked? I don't know. If it is, if I hear anything incriminating, blocked. Again, because I don't have the time for it. I really don't, guys. I'm sorry. This has not been a good year for me, and I don't want any negative comments in there. Unless it's for someone I don't like, don't even bother. because I don't have time for games. Yeah, this is when they're firing at Tom Cruise. These guys can't aim. They're like the stormtroopers of this movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the guy with the gap in his teeth. And I like that they give Renner something to do in this movie, and also Paula Patton. In the second half, she fights Leah Sado, so it's a very, very sexy fight. Yeah, because I do these commentaries so people can be entertained for over 2 hours. You know, they need, God knows people need that entertainment in their lives. Good ones, without stupid surcharges. Was a Rush movies that they had some British girl that I think was not a good movie. It's not. It's a New Hope, soulless, done worse, too much yelling. The First Order, all they do is yell. Let's face it. Kylo Ren yells, and freaking Hux yells, and the other stormtroopers yell as well. It's just too much. Finn yells too much. It's just too much yelling. And the girl yells, and I'm not attracted to her. I was so disgusted by that movie. Right after I saw Captain America Civil War, I recycled my poster. I'm being dead serious. I got rid of it. I was like, done. This was not good. Civil War is basically what The Force Awakens should have been. Long and epic, great emotion, characters that are actually human. My man could have been controversial with. Okay, that's enough. I don't want to hear anymore. Okay, IMF. Mm. I didn't know this actor had cancer. I didn't know. Because sometimes I just want to watch a movie. I don't want to read it. I don't want to be preached to. Just let me enjoy a movie. There. And where's your hero now, huh? Rise of Skywalker came out and destroyed these people's careers. We haven't seen them in anything since. The only one from that movie that's gonna survive is when Dune comes out and Oscar Isaac is in it. That's it. Everybody else failed. Yeah, not Adam Driver. Thankfully, he's gonna do a lot of more dramatic roles. But like I said, your heroes are failures. Your so-called heroes. A 2.5 hour guilt trip. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see for an epic finale to a 40-year franchise. No. That would be like if this franchise ended, oh yeah, and then Cruz dies in his last mission. No, I want him to do his last mission and then walk away. That's it. Don't pull a Logan. It doesn't work with everything. Because sometimes, just some movies have to preach about feminism. Yeah, women can do anything because they have vaginas. Again, don't preach. I'm attracted to women. I don't need to be. I don't need to be afraid of them. Thankfully, the movie, we're not going to have any movies like that this year because we haven't. Movies that had female stars that were shoved down our faces flopped this year, like Birds of Prey. Sorry, guys, it just didn't do it for me. I cringed when I saw the trailer. I'm just glad they didn't make Renner the villain like they did with Henry Cavill, who I knew was a bad guy from the start. He had facial hair and is big and hulky. Yeah, was a villain. Okay, I'm gonna buy. Hey, Josh, what's up? Here I am. Yeah, you finally made it. You made it about 45 minutes in. We're 50 minutes in, so the movie's not over yet, Josh. Yeah, I had to block some dumbass that's going on my chat. I don't need to answer him. I'm gonna just block him. Keep showing up, and I'll keep blocking you. I'm not. I don't have time. I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm the mighty penis or whatever your name is. Just no. Okay, no. Leave me alone. You keep bothering me, and I'll call the authorities. I'm not kidding. Just leave. You're not welcome here. This is for people that want to chat with me, not be sick bastards. Mm-hmm. This is when they're getting their gadgets. Finally, they're out of Russia. They're in Dubai, Egypt. This is the scene with that massive glass building. At least Renner does something in this movie. In Rogue Nation, he doesn't really do much, which is kind of sad because he was doing Age of Ultron, but because that's why I don't want Vanessa Kirby in the next movie because I'm like, she's not needed, guys. This movie has enough estrogen in it. We have Rebecca Ferguson. I think we're doing fine, even though Paula Patton hasn't returned yet, or if she doesn't come back, at least we have her. I want to hold on to that. Josh knows. Her voice is soothing. I need a woman that's soothing. I think this is gonna something with your camera. It's all blurry. No, it's probably just you. I look fine. See? I haven't had any camera issues today. It's not me. Mm-hmm. Mm. This is where she wears her blue blazer. Yeah, and I got this on Blu-ray back in Black Friday 2012. Got it for like $8, so I was very lucky. Don't have the digital copy anymore. Okay, it's good now. Yeah, it's not me because I haven't had any technical issues. Outside, and but the building's I'm on the computer. Yeah, exactly. Because Benji's the tech guy. He's on the computer in all the films, in 3, 4, 5, and 6, and he'd probably be on the computer in 7 and 8. But again, with actors, I keep saying, keep your mouth shut. Don't go on Twitter and complain because this year sucked. It sucked for all of us. Okay, everybody that lived this year throughout the last 8 months that haven't passed away yet, we know how bad this year was. Okay. Yeah, those gloves are cool. Those rubber gloves that can climb onto the building like Spider-Man. Still a better movie than Amazing Spider-Man because Garfield wasn't really even climbing onto the walls. It was all CG. Dead. Yeah. Blue is glue and red dead. Yeah. Good rhyme. Dr. Seuss would never say lines that dark in his books. Those are cool. I wish I had those in the MCU. 800 subscribers soon? Yeah, I know I am. Because again, I am who I am, guys. I'm not hiding behind a mask. Don't need a mask for these podcasts. I want to show my face. The last podcast I did with my friend, I wore an Olaf mask. This time I'm doing it maskless. Now, when I do my Comic-Con at home, I'll make sure that I wear a mask for, to get in the spirit of the event because I there is no Comic-Con where I live this year, so got to do my own at home. So screw you freaking disgusting COVID. You can't touch me. At home, I can do anything I want. That's not illegal. And that sounds like the Iron Man blast. Yeah, that boing sound. And this was after Iron Man 2 came out, so I earned every subscriber I ever got in this on YouTube. By not being a douchebag like Logan Paul, I'm gonna jump in a lake in Italy. I'm gonna sit film a dead body in Japan. Screw you, Logan. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot that's an attention whore. I'm not. I do this for my fans, for the people that will watch me. I would love to see Paula Patton in like Black Panther 2 or one of the other Marvel movies that we haven't seen. I found a year ago someone made a rant about you with this, which is ridiculous. People just hate on me because I don't like The Force Awakens. Okay, I already said it on camera years ago. I'm not a fan of British chicks. They don't excite me. They're boring. They sound like robots. Most of the actresses in the UK, I don't find alluring. It's just my personal preference. I am heterosexual. If you've seen me do these live streams on Frozen 2 and the Mission Impossible movies and Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, I like women only, but certain kinds of women. Let me reiterate that. Where this one, the hand gets stuck, is like, uh-oh, I'm losing Wi-Fi because he's all the way up in the sky. He's like in the 120th floor or something like that. This is Cruz really doing this. This is not a stunt double, and this is not CG. This is really him. Oh my God. People just want to rant on people that are honest, that are not reading from a script. That's me. What you see is what you get. That is the tallest building in Africa. That's freaking huge, man. Oh, who built this thing? Who could build a building that high that it reaches to the sky? Oh no, my glove. There it goes. I saw this in IMAX, so I felt every step that he took up there when he was climbing on the wall. I got to hear it and see it in grand detail. Yeah, a year from now we'll forget that this even happened, and we can be human again. We can shake hands with people. We can hug people. We can kiss people without worrying about dying. We're humans. We've suffered through worse than this. Have you ever heard of the Black Plague? That was way freaking worse. And there was no internet at that time. That's the cover of the movie, yeah. But on a lighter note, yeah, Paula Patton's gonna get ready to fight Leah soon and do that sexy accent that she does. My friend Levy also doesn't like British chicks because it's the accent. It just gets me out of it. Yeah, I really enjoy Winter Soldier. I saw it in the theater back in 2014, 3 years after this movie. It felt like The Dark Knight. It's the second movie in the franchise, very dark. A villain that knows the past of the hero. Dude, you're getting Adele. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live. I'm still live. I've been an hour podcasting, and we're about an hour into the movie. We just got back to past the hour mark. We still got another hour to go. It's summer. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Stop being sticks in the mud in the chat. You're not Milos. I'm saying these other people. There's Leah Sadawa. Yeah, evil Taylor Swift, I like to call her, because she's blonde and she's got that face. Doesn't talk much either. See? You keep your mouth shut. She's attractive. She's French. Yeah, this is awesome. Don't try this at home, kids. Skydiving and bungee jumping are for professionals. They're not for people that are afraid of heights. Yeah. Yeah, he's not Spider-Man. He can't just go. Tom Holland would never try to stunt this crazy. Don't do it, Tom. You can do stunt work, yes, but don't try to jump off a building like this high. You won't make it. Trust me. Oh man, hit his head. Oh my god, I felt that in the theater because it was so loud. Because IMAX has Dolby Digital sound. I was like, I heard that in the theater. Bam, clunk. I know. Trust me, Simon Pegg. He almost got killed. Of course, that would have killed him. He would have been knocked out and fell to his doom. But it's a movie. Listen to that voice. Paula Patton has a very soothing voice. I like women with soothing, feminine voices. Yeah, he has contacts that can make copies. That's freaking awesome. Did you have the cover that's behind you, the Avengers since 2012? Yes, I have. I just put it in different locations. It wasn't behind me before. It used to be on my left. But I got other posters. Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Age of Ultron. I haven't gotten any posters now because I haven't bought a poster because there haven't been any movies this year. Even Sonic, I didn't get a poster for that. I did get the Blu-ray, but I'm going to show it in my next update in September. Worth it, man. It was worth it. I rewatched it, and it still holds up. It's one of the movies that give me hope for next year, that 2021 will not be a repeat of what happened. So MacBook Air. My sister has one of those. Yeah. Hendrix isn't even here. And the acting is really good in this movie. There's no one that gives a bad performance here. Even the villains, even though they're not memorable, there's no bad performances. Like in 2, it was Tandy Newton. She was awful. In 6, you know who it was. You know exactly who it was. Very, very sexy woman. I call them mulattoes, you know, the light-skinned black women. It doesn't bother me, guys. It's not a deal breaker. Zendaya's beautiful. And Beyonce and all these other women. Hello, Belle. Yeah, she was Belle in the Beauty and the Beast movie a couple years ago with Vincent Cassel as the Beast. Yeah. I think Age of Ultron should have gotten a little bit higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, they gave it a good rating, but they were like, it's disappointing because there's too much in it. Yes, there is too much in it, but the movie doesn't waste my time. You saw the goggles, yeah. That's what he was wearing outside. She does look like Taylor Swift. It's really creepy. If Taylor Swift like had evil eyes and didn't sing, yeah, and she was and she played Belle not in the Disney remake. She did there was a remake of Beauty and the Beast in France a couple years ago in like 2013 or 2014. Leah, yeah, she shouldn't have been the Bond girl inspector because she's way younger than Daniel Craig. I mean, he's like almost 15 years older than her. It's kind of weird. No diamonds. Yeah, the conversations here, they feel like people that are really talking and having a real conversation. It's not horrible dialogue. It's not freaking pandering. It's not, there's no pop culture references. Not every movie needs that. Just write a good story, guys. Paula Patton is estrogen filled with in that green dress. Yeah, she's right now she's in the blue blazer, and I'm like, she has a sexy accent. Leah Sado is attractive, and she didn't have to say much. Beautiful Taylor Swift lookalike. Yeah, like I said, I wish she had more to do, Inspector. And in No Time to Die, she's going to be overstuffed with like 15 other new characters. And I'm like, that doesn't make an epic movie, guys. You have to have a good story and good characters. Enough. You don't need 85 characters, you know? Because you got her, you got Bond, you got freaking Naomi Harris, you have Judi Dench if she's still alive in this movies, and you have freaking the black British girl from Captain Marvel. You have the cute Miley Cyrus looking Mia Kirshner girl, Ana de Armas. There's just too many characters, guys. You don't need 85 characters. He has an extra arm, kind of like Rebecca Ferguson had in Mission in Men in Black International. Judi Dench was killed off in Skyfall. Oh, yeah, I forgot. But there are way too many characters, Josh. Like there's like they added like four more characters in this new movie, and I'm like, why? You don't need 85 characters. Just have because the Bond movies have had a problem with that since back in the Sean Connery era, where they have way too many characters. Not Doctor No, but all the sequels that came out after that. They just put way too many characters. I don't want to show that because I'm not disgusting. Excuse me, guys. I have a phlegm. I don't want to spit on camera. I'm not discussing. I do agree. NTTD has a bit too many characters. What's NTTD? No Time to Die. Oh yeah, it's too many characters. Why do you think the movie's going to be like almost 3 hours? Because you have like a ton of characters that you don't need. You could have cut out the girl from Captain Marvel. Don't care. Hmm. That's a hot accent that Paula Patton's doing. Settle. Hmm. Like I said, there's just too many characters. I bet Sadow's gonna die at the end, like Eva Green died in the first movie in Casino Royale. It's too many. You don't need four Bond girls. You can have two at the most. You don't need four. Some of these movies just have way too many of them. I'm not complaining to have a bunch of women. I'm fine with that, but do something with them. Look at License to Kill. That has two women in it, not four. It has Carrie Lau, who I freaking love. She's the hottest American woman in any of the Bond movies. And then you got Talisa Soto, who plays the wife of what's his name, Robert Davi. See, yeah. I don't like the abuse, but she's in it and she serves a purpose. She's not just there to fill time. Rebecca is a bad character. She's not in this one, Josh, but despite if Paula Patton was not there, we had to have somebody to be awesome like her, and we got it definitely because we have a badass woman with a stick, with a gun, and a gorgeous yellow dress that I will always remember. And then she's just sexy. She made taking her shoes off sexy. I haven't seen that since the first Avengers when she Black Widow doesn't take her shoes off, but she grabs her shoes when she leaves. That's sexy. There's some feminine touches like that just excite me as a man. Yeah, you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to do plastic surgery and hello, to hello. See, she yelled, but that was just one line. It's not half the movie like that. Yeah, there. Yeah, he's gonna chase a woman. Yeah, yeah, yes. Mm. Now they would say that this is racist. I'm like, no, it's a light skinned black woman fighting a blonde. What's the problem here? Everybody in this movie has a chance to shine. Renner, Peg, Paula Patton. The only one that could have been cut out of this movie was Ving Rhames. He was only in it because cameo, because he has to be in all the films, and he was doing that god awful Piranha 3D 3 D in 2010 in 2011. So of course he wasn't available. They should have killed him off in Piranha 3D because You know, just why? Well, why make him do a crappy movie like that to avoid to be in this movie for literally less than a minute? It's ridiculous. I was like, it's the most forced cameo in the films that for a main character in the first three. I'm like, it was just kind of a downer. I'm like, really? He's in the film for less than a minute? It's like Luke's cameo at the end of Force Awakens. I'm like, did we need that? No. Either give him something to do. Yeah, get in there, Blondie, before I rip your hair out. It's not racist at all. People just want something to complain about. Yeah, again, but if Palm Clemente fights Haley Atwell or what's call it, like Vanessa Kirby, I'm gonna be fine with that. I'm not gonna say it's racist. Give me something sexy. If you're gonna have a woman fight, do it in a hot way. You can. You're like tossing and pulling hair and just scratching each other. Just do something physical. I like that. Oh, you're a perv. No, I'm not a perv. I like to see women do things. And I don't mean Batwoman lesbian shit. Not that. I'm talking about fighting each other. You think Glow people watched it just for the wrestling? No, they watch it because get to see women in these sexy outfits tossing and turning each other in the ring. It's hot, guys. It is, especially when you're invested. Like Betty Gilpin, I would love to see her in a movie like this. She did The Hunt. Now it's time for her to do an action movie or some kind of a not Stuber because that's stupid. I'm saying an action film like a Mission Impossible or Fast and the Furious that's not stupid or John Wick. I would love to see her in a John Wick. She's so hot. Hmm. And Leah Sado or Sado, she is naturally beautiful. She's not enhanced. Spear right through the table. See, I love that when they're ripping each other's clothes. I'm like, that's awesome. And it's a PG-13, guys. Give it to me, you know? Corkscrew. And I like that these women did get physical. There's some stunt work as well, but it's well done, man. Yes, puncher. Mm. See, if she does this in Bond, it would make sense. This far in the franchise, do it. Just give Leo Sedal something to do. Ah, that was awesome. I did not expect that. Yep. Kicked her right out the window. That's for killing my man in the beginning of the movie. Women are naturally beautiful. They are who they are. Exactly. You don't have to hide their legs in sandy colored outfits like in Force Awakens. That's why I was upset. You're going to make your women non binary in these movies? Rogue One, you have a freaking woman with big teeth and soulless eyes wearing black all the time and sandy colors and covering her face. No, show me something, anything, a foot, just something. You think Tarantino makes his women look non-binary like me? No. And no, I'm not non-binary. I'm saying my look is because I'm bald and like I identify as a man. I'm a man that loves women. That's what I identify as. It's not at this point. It's not a surprise, guys. It isn't. People are like, why do you say show, don't tell? Well, I'm showing it with my eyes and my facial expressions. This is the Sandstorm scene. Again, this would have been different if they did this in Aladdin 2019 instead of just copying the original. Because there was no Sandstorm in the first movie. There was one in the cartoon. And look, people are wearing masks on their faces, just like today. WWE roster became cruiserweight. It was not before. Well, because things are changing now. The cruiserweights are just kind of a side act back in the day. Yeah, Cruz is wearing that Corona mask, that freaking bandit mask, where people are doing like this. I just wear my Roland Roaster mask because it's comfortable. It's non-disposable, so I can keep it even after this is over. It's gonna help in the winter because when in the winter when it's cold, my cheeks get really warm. They turn red, so it'll protect my face. I do wish they had a Sandstorm in Aladdin. It would be something different instead of making a giant Iago at the end of the movie instead of the snake, or giving the genie a girlfriend, or giving Jasmine a Let It Go knockoff song. Why? We don't care about this Jasmine. Yeah, it's some bint that could barely sing, and she's not Indina Menzel. I'm sorry. I didn't like her as the Pink Power Ranger in 2017's Power Rangers. The movie sucked. The only good actor was R.J. Seiler as the black version of Billy, but he nailed the character. He was the tech genius like Billy was in the show. That's it. The rest of the characters I thought were wasted or just didn't care about them. And having Trini be in the closet was stupid. Oh, I had this bad experience once. That's it? That's all you're gonna show? Please. In the TV show never needed homosexuality or lesbianism to be interesting. That's not needed, guys. I'm sorry. It's pandering. Making Harley Quinn a bisexual, what does that accomplish? Oh, that's hot because she's kissing another woman. No, it's not for me, guys. In that Harley Quinn cartoon, that is, not Birds of Prey. Don't do that. Just, it's not needed. It's for adults. I get it. It's violent as hell. I get it. They curse in it. I get it. We all get it. You don't need to have that. That and the abuse, just take it out. But anyway, back on schedule. But this is the sandstorm scene where Cruz is driving in the sand. It's harsh and coarse, and it gets everywhere. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, I just want to lighten things up. I don't want to be too dark here. We have a whole decade to deal with that. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Beep, beep. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in, right? An hour and 20. Yeah, we're almost there. This would have been different, a sandstorm. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage should have been titled Let There Be Vomit. Exactly. I didn't like the first one. The post-credit scene, I wasn't invested. Stanley's cameo was one of the only good things in that movie. It was Tom Hardy making stupid cartoon sound effects. Yeah, that's not what I paid for, guys. That's stupid. Did Tom Holland have to act like a cartoon? No. And he's much younger than Tom Hardy. This scene is awesome. When the car barely misses Cruz, this is great. Watch this. Oh, man, that was so close. But see, unlike Mission Impossible, unlike the Fast and the Furious, this movie doesn't get it. It defied logic before Fast and the Furious came out. So it's par for the course. With Fast and the Furious, this should be called Fast and Impossible because it's the same thing. Because there is no Furious. I'm just furious at how stupid it got. And like I said, without Paul Walker, this is pointless now. They're just making filler movies to make billions of dollars. Well, it's not going to work this time. Fast 9 doesn't come out until April of next year, so a whole year. This is awesome, man. This movie still holds up. It doesn't feel like a movie from 10 years ago. It feels like a movie that would have came out last year. And it's a lot better than The Mummy. Yeah, it's better than the 2017 Mummy, which is garbage, which you had Cruz running in the desert as well, but it just wasn't fun. I was confused, and it was way too much world building, and it did it wrong. Here, it makes sense. I mean, the movie ended with a freaking sandstorm. Here, it's halfway through the movie, and it's part of the plot. It's not just a gimmick. Cruz could have done better than that. Come on. Yeah, he didn't throw her off the building. She kicked her out of the window. And by the way, Renner got an Oscar nomination twice. So the guy can act. Brie Larson won an Oscar for Room. She can act. Natalie Portman won it for Black Swan. She can act. Scarlett Johansson got two of them last year for Marriage Story. And Jojo Rabbit, which, no, I'm not going to watch that anytime soon because it's really dark. And I don't like dark right now. I want to see comedies that are funny, that are not too in my face. Love Taika Waititi's work, but I'd rather just see Thor Ragnarok. Universal is disrespecting the death of Paul Walker by releasing unnecessary sequels. Exactly, Johnny. Why? We don't need any more. This is the only Mission Impossible film I haven't seen. Well, see it. If you can stream this somewhere where you live, it's worth your time. It's very long, but it's a good movie. It still holds up. I thought Renner was going to be the bad guy. I thought he was going to be like in cahoots with Hendrix. See? Wow. And by the way, when Tom Cruise says "be Venus," that's hot because Venus in astrology is supposed to be like a seductive being, and I'm like, yeah, again, that's what Paula Patton is. She is a Venus. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And since Venus is the second planet closest to the sun, she's hot. Get it? Yeah, because it's Mercury, Venus, Mars, etc. Earth, of course. Yeah, because we're dead in the middle near. Yeah, blocked. And also, this movie doesn't have an obnoxious soundtrack like in some films and shows. Stumptown's a good show, but there's way too much stupid soundtrack. There's song choices that don't fit the show. It just feels out of place. I don't need to hear girls just want to have fun when Kobe Smulders is fighting. It's just it took me out of it. Spider-Man 3 was longer than Infinity War because they put too much in the movie. I still enjoy it, but I can understand why the some of the critics were like, yeah, this movie's a little bit too overstuffed. They should have done two subplots and that's it, not 18, you know? You don't have to overstuff a movie to make it good. Irishman probably has like 35 subplots in it to make it 3 hours long. And I respect Scorsese, but dude, I'm not watching a documentary. I'm watching a crime drama. Not every crime drama needs to be Godfather long. I'm sorry. Hey, look, the guy's smoking. Yeah, they smoke in these movies because they can't smoke in a kids movie anymore. They can only smoke in PG-13 and R or do drugs. Yeah, which I don't want to see that. I don't need to Tom Cruise going. No, I'm good, guys. I'm good. Yeah, it's annoying when they say they add random songs to movies that don't fit. Yeah, see Stumptown the first season. She has a crappy radio in her car. I get it, but there are some scenes where she's not in her car fighting another woman or a man, and they put a random song, and I'm like, this is not Deadpool. This isn't Kick-Ass, where you're putting a soundtrack. A soundtrack can add to a movie, but it can also take away. It can make the scene laughable or stupid or like cringeworthy. I was cringing when she was fighting in that scene and said girls just want to have fun. I'm like, what does this have to do with fighting? It has nothing to do with it. Another long movie, Cloud Atlas. Yeah, that movie is stupid. It's like too long, and they have to make up a BS language and people don't understand it. Of course not. The Wachowskis haven't been normal since they did the Matrix sequels. Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending. Yeah, they did one of these movies. It'd be probably Tom Cruise as an alien the whole time or something. I don't know. Just dumb. I'm gonna put the subtitles because I can't hear it. I'll just put it for halfway. We're halfway through the movie, and I want to hear the dialogue. I can't put it too loud. I don't want to get a copyright infringement. Yeah, he says that Michelle Monaghan's character passed away, but no, she's actually alive and well. She shows up at the end and smiles at Ethan. He's like, she's a gorgeous woman, guys. It's just I can't get enough of her. You can have beautiful women in these movies. Andrew Garfield was cringy. Yeah, I didn't like his jokes. I didn't like his emo hair. I didn't like how he lashes at people. I don't like when he puts his lip down when he's crying. He looks like it's stupid. It just was the same thing. It was just even worse than Tobey Maguire. Give me the campiness of the Sam Raimi movies any day. They try to Dark Knight Spider-Man, and that's not what he is. Unless you're doing the Venom suit or have Carnage, you don't Dark Knight him. Same thing with Superman and and the Fantastic Four. The dark and grittiness doesn't work for them. It just doesn't. That's why Shazam was fun. Yeah, this is just a talking scene, so I'm saying I go in tangents, guys. I'm sorry. It's just there's a lot. This movie's long because, and I've had this Blu-ray for a long time. While I'm watching the DVD, Sergey, I know it's the guy that's been in all of these movies, all six of them, all six, and he's looked different in every single one of them. Yep, most of these people do. For this guy being Russian, he knows English really well. He looks like a horror actor. I don't know. Like actually, I know what he looks like. He looks like Michael Shannon with a gap in his teeth. That's what he looks like. Yeah, yeah, he does. He looks like Michael Shannon. I will find him and all that in Man of Steel. That made me laugh. I was supposed to take that seriously, but they're trying to copy The Dark Knight again. When he says, "Why so serious?" He says it four times. He says, "I will find him" four times. Because David S. Goyer wrote that script. That's why Nolan was producing it. I'm not stupid, guys. I know when I'm being tricked. Yeah, when they're trying to repeat something, you just don't try to do that. And Mission Impossible 7 and 8, I don't need to have I don't need to have member of the first six films. I do remember the last six films. You can have a reference to like a past a flashback, but that's it. Mumbai, yeah, that's in India later in the film. That scene in the Amazing Spider-Man when Peter was crying over Uncle Ben was hilarious. Yeah, it would Uncle Ben. It's laughable, and he can't afford milk. That's $2. It's ridiculous. And in that version, Uncle Ben was asking for it. It's not like he was carjacked. No, he's like he tries to stop the guy and gets shot. What did you expect? Have you seen V for Vendetta? Not yet. I need to see it because it has Natalie Portman with my haircut. She's just beautiful, guys, and that has a an anti-hero with a mask that kills. I've heard good things about it. That it's well shot and it's atmospheric. Hmm. Yep, India. This is when we see Paula Patton in that gorgeous dress. About an hour and a half into the movie. Yeah, almost 2 hours into the film. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is just a Russian guy. Yeah, this scene could have been cut. I think it just Sidorov, that guy that was that Cruz saw in the hospital. Yeah, he's still in the movie for some reason. I just muted it because I don't want to hear it. I'll read it. I understand you're looking for an American who isn't. I am. And this guy, they keep him in the shadows, but I can see him really well. The guy with the glasses that he's talking to. Okay, here we go. Now we're headed towards India. It's a really beautiful looking thing. Breeze Nath. Yes, that's the guy from Slumdog Millionaire that was the host, that talks to Dev Patel about, how many rupees he was winning. Yeah, he's a good actor. I like that movie. It's a well-made movie. The problem is it's very depressing, and it's half of it is subtitled, but it's well done. I thought Danny Boyle did a good job with it, even though it's not for everyone. Trust me on that one. It's not a uplifting feel-good movie of the year. No, the ending of it feels good, but most of the film is hard to get through. If you don't want to see poor people, walking through slums and bathing in mud, yeah, it's not a movie for everyone. V for Vendetta, I heard it's super dark, but I'm gonna watch it sometime. Well, she didn't die. Oh yeah, this thing is cool. That suit, that silver suit, yeah. Then I catch you. Yeah, he catches him uh, remotely. He doesn't catch him like with it in his arms. I mean, this is not. If MCU made a movie about Avengers fighting Galactus, they wouldn't stand a chance against him. Of course, he can eat a planet. He could just grab it. He doesn't have to snap his fingers. He would just grab the planet and eat it and spit it out. What are some of your favorites and least favorite actors? Well, like I said, I love Scarlett Johansson. I love Brie Larson. I love Natalie Portman. Love Tom Cruise. I love whatchamacallit, who else I really enjoy? Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. Uh, who else? Robin Williams. He passed away, but least favorite. Let's face it. Any of these actors from The Force Awakens or Game of Thrones, I just don't like them. They piss me off. Bayenga and Ridley and freaking Felicity Jones and Gwendolyn Christie and Emilia Clarke. I can go on and on. They're just awful, just awful. They take me out of every performance that they do. Here's the scene with the green dress. So if Josh, if you're watching this and if you watch this later, it's about an hour and 36 minutes into the movie. With Rebecca Ferguson, we got it in the first like 20 or 30 minutes. Here she comes, and sexy black leg right in my face. Green dress. Oh my God, you're so gorgeous. Be Venus, yes, be Venus, baby. Oh my God, what a knockout! Tell you, Paula Patton is one of the most desirable black women, mulatto women I've ever seen. And she's like 10 years older than me. I don't care. I'd tap that anyway. See, this is a beautiful looking scene. Doesn't this look like Aladdin as well? Looks like a Bollywood movie, not a Middle Eastern classic. Beautiful women in India. And also, this kiss is not woke. Oh, he's kissing a black woman again. Who wouldn't? Yeah, he's in the basement. Hmm. It's a beautiful looking location in India, I must say. I haven't seen a Bollywood movie, but I probably will eventually. They have a lot of them on Netflix, Tubi, uh, not Disney Plus because they don't really have a lot of multicultural things. They have like Spanish and Venus moving in on Target. Yeah. Hmm. Her as a Jasmine. That would have been hot, but she's a little bit too old to play it now. But you have to make an impression. Well, she did on me because this wasn't the first movie I saw with Paula Patton. I've seen other films with her. He should have just been called Saturn or Jupiter. Yeah, because they're using code names for the planets: Pluto, Venus. Yeah, Yeah, this is a drone. Yeah, these are the things that I think astronauts use in space to get footage of you, or footage or pictures of. Give them your back. I know. This guy has a cool voice too, I must say. Hmm. Yeah. Welcome to you too, sir. Because I've heard Bollywood movies are beautiful to look at. I'll probably see some maybe in the fall. I'm gonna broaden my horizons a little bit before the year's over, but I just don't like reading subtitles. But I'll probably see one. What I'm not gonna see is Mulan. I have no interest, guys. In the chat, if you saying will I see Mulan? No. Be Venus. Be Venus. Nope. Coworker. What do you think of Karate Kid Part 3? It sucks. It's basically the first movie, just way too long and boring, and the villains are cartoon characters. Terry Silver is a cartoon. He is such a 80s cartoon in that movie. MCU nerfed Hulk. What do you mean nerfed Hulk? Commit, jump. Yeah, Renner's like scared out of his mind. Trust me, I would just jump. I've jumped from a high place. Whoa! Oh, oh, man, that was so close. Oh yeah, it is Jupiter. Yeah, she cracked his fingers. I mean, she's lucky she didn't break his fingers. You jumped. He's lucky he didn't get killed. Here we go. This is when he kisses her. Yeah, don't crack it. Beautiful, beautiful one. Mm. See, that's not woke, guys. If I had a black girlfriend, I would kiss her in front of people because that's how much I love women. Yeah, it's funny how some people said that Terry Silver deserved an Oscar for his performance. He's awful. He laughs like a hyena. Passionate creature, absolutely. Why do you think that Paula Patton's a mom? Because men find her desirable. Robin Thicke, before he screwed the pooch, was with her, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna do better than that, Robin. I love the Masked Singer, but yeah, you can't. I don't think you can do better than Paula Patton. Yeah, Cruz took her hair back and then kissed her in front of everybody, and there was no one protesting in the streets or anything. No, that's cool. It's like Jeremy Renner's floating. We're almost done. We had about 29 minutes left. Yeah. Of course, Indian men are hot. They live in very hot temperatures in Southeast Asia. Yeah, that's why they're tan skin. They have tan skin because it's very hot over there. Ouch. Mm. See, Listen to that voice and tell me you're not turned on by that voice. I like a soothing voice like this. It's like a hotline voice back in the 90s. Have you seen Road to Perdition and what's your favorite Tom Hanks film? Well, I watched him. I haven't seen Road to Perdition yet. I have a lot of catching up to do in the fall. I've seen the Toy Story films. I really enjoy those. Mainly the first two. I do like 3 and 4. I just think 3 is a bit overrated. 4 was good though, but it should end there. There shouldn't be a fifth one. I also saw Big a couple years ago. Once though. He's like all over her, up in there. He wants to grab her ass, and she's like, "Nope, don't touch me there." Yeah, she's a little rough around the edges because again, black women, they can be very, very feisty. Hmm. Hmm. I know some guys like it rough. I'm like, I don't like to get hit. If I'm trying to, if I'm trying to, woo a woman, I don't want to get slapped, punched, or kicked, or have my fingers cracked. I'm not into violence during that. I read some hate comments saying that you live in a basement and cry over Star Wars with a disgusting person. I'm like, favorite Keanu Reeves film, not The Matrix. I've only seen The Matrix once. Well, I would say the first John Wick so far because I've seen Point Break once. Well, I would say Speed, the first Speed. Second Speed is garbage. I've seen Speed the most with Keanu Reeves. I do live in a basement, but guess what? I don't like the rehash trilogy for a reason, guys. It's not telling a good story. It's telling the same story worse, longer, and with actors I don't like. So what's the problem here? If the next trilogy is like that, then I want no part of it. Mandalorian is more for me. If you see my channel, I have a Mandalorian toy of the child. I don't hate everything. See? Mm-hmm. Mm. You saw he put her hair right on her face. She put her hair right in his face. I would love that. I would get off on that. Yeah. Because once the Mandalorian comes back, do I read Marvel comics? Yeah, I have a bunch of Marvel comics in my room and some DC as well. It's just sporadically around my house. That's why I'm doing a Comic Con at home because I want to show people I can be nerdy just as much as they can without being a whiny bitch all the time. At least I back it up. I didn't see Rise of Skywalker in the theater. I was sick when it came out. Literally, I was sick. I had like half coronavirus. I was having trouble breathing. I had a fever. Yeah, it was almost half that. And yeah, I felt horrible, so I didn't go see it. What did I miss? Tell me. Just tell me in the chat. What did I miss? Nothing. Yeah, my favorite Keanu Reeves movie is Speed, the first Speed, because I've only seen John Wick once, and I've seen the sequels once, and I've seen Point Break once. I've never seen the Bill and Ted movies. No, never seen them. And 3, I can wait until it's on Netflix or something. It's almost done. Because the villain doesn't really interact with Cruz that much. At least with this scene, it's pretty cool. Is this car scene, and the cars are not flying in the air doing Tarzan like in Fast Nine. Yay, bosoms! She's like, "Are you staring at me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, look at you. Okay, let me mute that. What do you think of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that remakes it, trying to copy Michael Jackson? Yeah, it had its moments. I guess live streaming is ending soon. Yeah, it's ending soon. We got 20 minutes left, but Alicia made it. Hey, John, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day, man. Yeah, I'm just watching Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I'm watching it on. I'm watching the DVD copy of it. It's the last one I'm gonna do for a while until I can get one or three either digitally or on DVD, so I can watch it downstairs. Because upstairs I can watch it any of them, and one is the shortest one. It's like an hour and 50 minutes. So without the end credits, there's a missile. They do kind of do the same thing in Avengers that they launch a nuclear warhead on Manhattan, and of course Tony Stark shoots it into the air. Here, it's they have to just have to shut it down. Do you think Adam Sandler should retire if he's going to do more stupid comedies? And yeah, he should just keep doing movies like Uncut Gems and just forget about comedy because it's just not working anymore. I've heard good things about Uncut Gems. It's on Netflix. I'm going to watch it eventually. What is this? This is not a Christmas movie. Sorry. At least they stopped the music outside. So, also, Paula Patton is not a Mary Sue here. She does get hurt. Here in this scene, she gets shot. So, not killed, but gets shot on the side. Yeah, see, she got shot. She bleeds. It's called being vulnerable. Something that your precious hobo was not. She never loses a limb. She never bleeds. Oh, in The Last Jedi, it doesn't matter. That's a little gash in her head. She's not really suffering. Luke lost a hand. Luke got beaten up by sand people in the first movie. And then in Return of the Jedi, he's getting electrocuted to death. Where's the vulnerability in the new films? They have none. They're just bents with superpowers. Yay. I have the MCU for that and the DCU. I don't need Star Wars to be that. There's people who hate Brie Larson. She's a great actress and she won an Oscar. I don't understand why people hate her because they're stupid. They don't know that this woman it can do dramatic roles. Maybe Captain Marvel didn't have the greatest performance from her, but she tried. She's not going to be the same as Black Widow and Scarlet Witch and all these other females in the MCU. She needs to be different, which is fine with me. All dry humor. Well, she's different, and I like that she's different. I don't want her to be a copy. Yeah, this is him and the villain at the end. It's a little bit underwhelming, but it's still kind of a spectacle when he like hits the car and falls to his doom. This is something. It's different. People just want to hate on whatever's different, or people that are outspoken on either in interviews. I would be outspoken. I mean, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is weird, but he won an Oscar this year for the Joker movie, and he earned it. As weird as he is, and sometimes he gets political in real life, not in the Joker movie, he still can act. It's the performance, guys. Don't hate the player. Mission Impossible is another one of my favorite action franchises. Tom Cruise is great in all these films, like Keanu Reeves and John Wick and The Matrix. Yeah, and Speed only needed one film. Doing a sequel without Keanu was a mistake. It was from the very word go, and making it PG-13. These have always been PG-13, but Fallout, not this one. Two movies after this one had the first F bomb in a Mission Impossible movie, and it was not cut. That will you'll never see on Disney Plus unless they have like an adult section for the Fox movies like Die Hard and Logan and the Deadpool movies. Yeah, that's not going to be on regular Disney Plus. They'll be bleeped a lot, and that's why would I want to stream something that's censored? That doesn't make any sense. You might as well watch it on TV, edited for TV. It's laughable. It's like a cartoon. They overdub it or they just block out the scene. Who wants to see a movie censored? This isn't the 90s anymore, guys. We can be grown up enough to watch movies in the raw the way they're supposed to be. Transformers movies are dead now. Yeah. I thought last night nauseated me. It was so boring. Look at this. Oh man, Looney Tunes death. It's like I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna kill myself. Ah, boom. So you don't get it. Yeah, the Bumblebee was good, but I didn't like the writer. The writer that worked on it, I'm like, yeah, your lead female character was good, but the rest of the human characters were just nothing. John Cena should have been in it more. The Spanish guy was just a token uh, diversity hire. The parents were barely in the movie. The little kid was barely in the movie. That movie had a few things going for it. The lead girl, the soundtrack, Bumblebee himself, the action, the effects, and the story was nice. It had a lighter tone than the other ones, but you got to give me more than that. Have you seen Sin City? No, or the sequel, prequel thing. A Dame to Kill For. I haven't seen that either. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff to watch on Netflix in September. I've been mostly watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and other stuff as well on Netflix, and also I watched some Netflix original movies like To All the Boys I Love, the first one, the sequel, The Perfect Date. Yeah, I watched some different things, and also Mandalorian earlier this year. And on Disney Plus, I've been watching the Clone Wars cartoon. So been busy watching some stuff from back in the day, from like 10 or 15 years ago. Accomplished. Nope, it's not accomplished. Nope. Yep, that was awesome. That Benji used the gun. Yep, bam. And I know that Josh had a problem with with Rebecca Ferguson like switching sides, but she's unpredictable, and I like that about her. If anything, that makes her different than Paula Patton. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that was close. But the sixth movie definitely got you with the bomb, because that was way more intense. As the screen went white, and I was like, oh my god, they killed him. It got me. Like that movie got me several times. This one, we kind of knew what was going to happen. Still a good movie. I really enjoy this movie. And it's long, but Michael Bay is one of the biggest idiots in the world. The guy can't make a good movie. I still enjoyed the mission of the first two Bad Boys films, and The Island. I think it's underrated, but he's done some good stuff. It's just recently, not really. Like I haven't seen his newest film on Netflix, Six Underground, but I heard it was ridiculous. Like it's Ryan Reynolds in a cartoon. Basically, if Ryan Reynolds had his Fast and the Furious, yeah. Here's the worthless cameo of Ving Rhames. Why is he in the movie? I could shut the subtitles off. Hold on. No. Let me count how long he's in the movie. He's literally in this movie for like a minute, and it's painful because I'm like, he didn't do anything in the movie. They just put him so that he could be in the film. They could say, I was in all the movies, yeah, and a cameo in four. Yeah, in five they give him more to do, but in this one, yeah, he's in the film for like 30 seconds. It's even less than Luke's screen time in Force Awakens, and I'm like, why? You could have done more with him. If you're not going to put him, just keep him out of the film. Like when Renner left in Fallout because he got injured for tag and he was doing Avengers Endgame. In Endgame, I understood why some of the characters only appear at the very end. I knew that going in. I knew the first act was going to be a drama. I knew the second act was going to be getting the stones back, and I knew the third act was going to be a crazy sci-fi action spectacle with the characters returning. I knew that, guys, going in. I can see things before they happen in film, usually. In Iron Man 3, the director has changed. Why did they do that? Because Favreau didn't want to do a third one. He just produced it. He and acted in it. He wouldn't want to do it. I didn't like Shane Black's direction because, like I said, the Mandarin twist is stupid, but that wasn't the only thing that sucked. I did not like the supporting cast. I hated Guy Pearce with his fire breathing dragon freaking persona and being nerdy in the beginning. And Rebecca Hall was completely unnecessary. You did not need her in the film. You had Gwyneth Paltrow. We didn't need another woman. Sorry. Her being with Tony in the beginning of the movie in a flashback, yeah, dumb because she dies and she was supposed to be the villain. But who kills her? Well, Simon Pegg, you're wrong about that because Rogue Nation and Fallout were way crazier than this. This is just the actors riffing on each other. This is when he gives them communicators, even though we never saw Paula Patton again after this. We didn't even see her in Fallout or seven or eight. Well, maybe eight would be nice to bring her back, even if she's only in like a cameo or in like a like a supporting role at the end. We're almost done. At least Milos, you made it early. And yeah, Iron Man 3, like it could have been so much better if they just done one storyline. They were going to do Demon in the Bottle, but Disney didn't want that. So we had Iron Man having PTSD about the Avengers. Then we had the freaking thing about the Mandarin. Then we had the extremies. And I'm like, there was just too much in the movie. Do one thing, one focus, not three. And like I said, even with the Mandarin twist, people were laughing. And I'm like, yeah, because you turned a great villain into a joke. Oh, I'm just an actor. He's not real. I'm like, yeah, he is. He's going to be in Shang-Chi. And I do not want to hear that movie is racist because, oh, it comes out a year after coronavirus. Again, that movie should be different. You should know what you're getting into. We're going to get the real Mandarin in that. That's all I want. And there she is, Michelle Monaghan. She isn't dead. Doctor Doom in the MCU, not right now because Fan Snore Stick was just a few years ago, and I still feel that. Ugh, that was terrible. And yes, I clap after every movie that I see that I enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. If you go to the Alamo Draft House or the IFC Center or even like the film forums, you go to an independent theater, people clap at the end of everything. Why? They're not being pretentious. They just, if they enjoy themselves, let them express themselves. I do it in the theater all the time. When I saw Infinity War and Endgame, I was jumping out of my seat like a bunny rabbit. Literally, I was jumping out of my seat like a 12-year-old boy. There she is. They thought Renner was going to take Tom Cruise's place. No, nobody can replace Cruise in this role. He is Ethan Hunt. You're not going to do it better. There she is. Beautiful, beautiful young middle-aged woman. If you've seen her in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, yeah, that's a movie I need to review sometime. There she is. This film really should have had a commentary, but I'm glad I did one for it. Because 5 and 6 have commentaries. Oh, you beautiful creature. Look at that face. That face is... You beautiful, beautiful woman with freckles. How much time is it until the end of the stream? We're almost done. He's basically looking at his wife from the third movie. At least they brought her back, even though it was a cameo. But it is a nice looking cameo. We're 2 hours and 5 minutes. There's 7 minutes left of the end credits, and I'm gonna stop it because there's no post credit scene. Here's Ethan. He's gonna setting up the next movie, which we wouldn't get for 4 years. See, we don't get one of these movies every year, guys. We don't. Even with 7 and 8, it's going to be back to back. That's why. But after a year of nothing this year, with barely any movies in the theater, yeah, we need that in 2021 and 2022. And that's Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, guys. Awesome freaking movie. It still holds up just like the other ones. Well, except for 2. 2 is still garbage. 2 is still a boring freaking movie, that John Woo movie that should have been better. But anyway, guys, that's the end of my stream. I'm glad you guys were in the chat. I'm glad that I blocked that idiot, because I don't need anybody on my chat that's going to be toxic. I've already got enough of that in this world. Haven't we suffered enough? I do these podcasts for you guys, whether it's 1 person or 20 people watching. When I do my Comic-Con at whatchamacallit at home, I'm going to make sure that I make it a premiere, like a film premiere, so that you guys will know about it early in advance, so you can watch it. But anyway, that's going to be next week, hopefully. This is still a freaking awesome 4th movie. It kept went in a new direction. The stakes were higher. We have new characters I liked. Excuse me, a weak villain, but it's still good. If you haven't seen this movie, stream it, buy it, watch it. It's worth your time. Even if you watch it on TV, it's worth your time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye, Milos, and the rest of you guys that were in the chat that were respectful to me. And I will see you in the next review, hopefully tomorrow. Later.